Hi everyone, I'm Christine with Mountain Rose Herbs. I'm the products manager and aromatherapist on staff. I've been working with the essential oils at Mountain Rose for close to 16 years at this point. And one that I have come to love and is dear to my heart over the years is Clary Sage essential oil. I love the oil, I love the plant. And before I actually get into some details about the oil, I just do want to tell a little story about the plant. Last spring, two springs ago, I scattered a bunch of seeds in an area of my yard that I don't take a lot of care of, doesn't get a lot of attention, doesn't get a lot of water, just in the hopes that something would happen. And come last fall, I had one little Clary Sage plant coming up and was so excited about it. And Clary Sage is a biennial, so it grows the first year and then actually doesn't flower until its second year of growth. So this summer, I had this huge plant that was taller than me with these beautiful spikes of purple pink flowers, and then this just heavy, thick, resinous Clary Sage scent. It was intoxicating and amazing, and I really encourage you to grow the plant if you can. Now to talk about the oil. Clary Sage essential oil is steam distilled from Salvia sclerae, fresh leaf and flower, and it's going to result in this really fluid liquid that's going to come out of your reducers right away. There's no extra work working with it. You can work with it right out of the essential oil bottle. It is almost clear, translucent yellow in color, but very light, almost no color at all to it. Like I said, the oil is very fluid. It's gonna be easy to work with, and it dries really quickly on the hands. It's not tacky or sticky. The scent of Clary Sage is absolutely amazing. I find it to be a very complex oil just on its own. It has a really tenacious, strong aroma. It's dry, floral, it's bitter, it's got herbaceous notes to it, and it does have a slightly fruity top note as well. The only aroma characteristic that I wouldn't apply to this oil would be spicy, but it's a very beautiful, dry, bitter floral. Similar to lavender essential oil, it's mostly made up of linalool acetate and linalool. That's one of the reasons why they're used interchangeably a lot and why they blend together really well. Clary Sage is considered a middle note when we're talking about top, middle, and base, but it is also used as a fixative. It's sort of dry, bitter tones to it do help hold on to a lot of top notes. It makes a really lovely fixative when you're working with citrus or other florals and even conifer oils, your firs, your Scotch pines, that type of thing. It's not going to weigh down your oils too much when you're using it as a fixative in that way. It does blend well with all of those different notes that I was talking about earlier, your citrus, your florals, your resins. I've never worked with Clary Sage and spice, but that doesn't mean that you couldn't. I encourage you to check it out and maybe kind of blend with it a little bit. In using the Clary Sage, you can use it similar to lavender in most cases, and it's going to give you a slightly different floral, where you're getting that dry, bitter Clary Sage floral, and lavender's a little bit sweeter. You can use it in skincare products. I like to use it in a lot of grounding and relaxation blends as well. Clary Sage is generally considered safe, but with all essential oils, you are going to want to dilute it down to a skin-safe percentage if you're putting it on your skin. You can also find Clary Sage hydrosol on the market. I wouldn't expect it to smell quite like the essential oil. It does have the green and herbaceous notes and some of the florals, but it is kind of missing that dry, bitter punch that you get from the essential oil. But it is still a really amazing hydrosol base if you like working with hydrosols. And we also offer a Clary Sage roll-on, which is 2% essential oil blended into fractionated coconut oil. And I think the roll-ons are always a really fun way to introduce yourself to something that you may not be used to or may not know very well. And that way you can learn the oil, and then if you really love it, you can get a bottle and start playing with it from there. Again, this is Clary Sage essential oil distilled from Salvia sclerae, fresh leaf and flower. And I think it's one of the most complex oils on the market.